So you can't say, oh, you're going to get that whole Old Track Valley vibe and feel from Ashran, and it's a fucking postage stamp. It's a minuscule bloody version of it. Oh,
We
ugh.
we may have to restart because I didn't record. I only just started recording then.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Yeah, sorry
Don't
about
trust me. I've got the anger.
that. Yeah, I can sense. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Danger Dolan. Ashran is a fun, well-balanced PvP experience. And now let's talk about all the ways that it's actually not.
All right. I've got to get this out. I've got to get this sentence out right now. Because if I don't, I'm going to build. It's going to build up inside of me, and I'm going to explode. I told you so. I've got to say, I told you so. I did a video on Ashran on my channel many months ago, and I called it something like, "Is Ashran any good?" And it's about 30 minutes long. It's about 30 minutes of me saying, "No, it's shit." And I got quite a bit of flack. Not that I was bothered about that, because this is what you get online. But I got quite a bit of flack from people saying, "Well, this YouTuber says it's good, and that YouTuber says it's good." I was like, no disrespect to them. I don't care what they say. I care about my own thoughts and feelings on this, and it's dog shit.
Yep.
And the worst thing that Blizz could have possibly have done when they tried to describe Ashran is say it is like Old Track Valley 2.0. Because you can't compare Old Track Valley, this huge, almost a zone of a battleground, to the postage stamp that's Ashran, where about 50% of the fucking landmass is the bases. And then you've got a little road which links them together with a fucking flag in the middle.
Yep.
And you go, oh, no. But you can go off the beaten track and explore. Oh, sorry, you mean if I walk 10 yards in that direction and fucking 15 yards in that direction? Oh my god, it's like I'm in a whole new world. It's just shit.
Yeah.
It's utter shit. And then in the video, I brought up these things saying, you are going to come to these places and they are going to be saturated with one faction, and there's going to be virtually none of another. Oh, no. Blizzard's going to make sure the balance issues are right. Have they fuck? It's just like swarms of Horde or swarms of Alliance are washing over the other faction, and they're getting no joy whatsoever. And it's just been an unmitigated mess.
So let's talk about the specific. Let's assume, okay, Joe Nobody has never done Ashran before, and he's like, oh man, what's all the problems? I thought a PvP zone like Wintergrasp or Tolbarad would work quite well. Okay, so let's break down the main issues. All right, as you just said, it's like as soon as you zone in, most of the time you have an 8-to-1 ratio of your faction versus theirs, or theirs versus yours. And unlike something like Wintergrasp, there are no balance shift buffs. So, when you charge up with like a humongous group of people, there's nothing that says like, oh, you're 10 times more powerful, so you can kill everyone and actually get them out of your base. Like, no, they're just gonna camp your face until the bones have been whittled down to chalk, and even then, they're gonna camp the graveyard. So
Yes.
you're pretty much fucked.
Because graveyard camping is so much fun for teams that are already heavily outnumbered, as we saw in Taran Mill versus South Shore.
So even if you can escape the graveyard, your job essentially in Ashran is to sit in the middle and heal the big tree dudes and just die a lot. If you're near the front of the pack of the ball of people, you're gonna die. I'm a tank. I stood near the front of the pack. Within 3 seconds, I'm dead. And even when I move back to maybe get heals or something, like there's too many people, I can't get heals. I'm trying to self-heal. I go back and I'm dead. I have to let someone else soak up all the damage. You know, that's not exactly fun. If there were other options, like there's other areas where you could just go around and, you know, sometimes you can go around and kill someone one-on-one. You know, that's fun. Unless, you know, there's a group of 5 people that are just going around killing people trying to do the fucking daily quest to get the things from the different areas just to get their Apexis crystals that probably don't even want to PvP, but they're just there because it's like, well, 1,000 Apexis, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna farm the mobs.
Yeah.
And then it's like, great, I'm going to queue up for an hour just to get into Ashran. And if you're there to legitimately PvP, you're gonna have hour-long games, like multiple hours, just for a single win to get your arena cap. That's your thing. That's fun.
Apparently so, because Blizzard have been lauding it as their next Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Coming down from the masses. They made do you know the biggest fuck up about Ashran?
Yep.
It's nothing to do with Ashran. The biggest fuck up about Ashran is it's all of the PvP eggs in one basket. There's no alternative for Warlords of Draenor. There's no new battlegrounds.
Nope.
There's no new arenas. If you want a PvP, and if you have the Gladiator's Sanctum in your garrison and you want the bones, the only place you get the fucking bones from is either World PvP or Ashran. So it's just you're almost, well, you're not almost. If you're a PvPer and that's what you want to do, you are absolutely A, compulsory building, and B, you are forced to go into Ashran. And that's when the annoying thing is when Blizzard turn around and go, oh, it's a success. Because we had loads of people fucking playing. You had loads of people playing because it's the only thing they can fucking do.
Yep.
The only BG, inverted commas, in the expansion. And if they've got the Gladiator's scrotum, that's the only way that they can get the bleached bones or whatever they're fucking called. And then this is, you know, it's just the annoyance. This is the annoyance of how Blizzard kind of twist in, you know, informations into successes. Where the Warlords, Mr. Pandara, they're coming out saying heroic scenarios are a success. No, they're not. You put a gigantic fucking valor reward on them.
Yep.
So people are just like, I need to do this because it gives me ginormous amounts of valor. And then Blizz go, well, look at the numbers. It's a success. But of course they do that, and then in the background they're all saying the true things like, this is shit, aren't they? And they, yes, they are. Right, next expansion, we're not going to have any. We're not going to have any of them at all, even though a success. And then with the, like, another PvP element, with the census of eternally small penis that you got from the Timeless Isle. You know, they were just like, it's been such a great success about people killing each other on their own faction and whispering each other, calling each other all manner of names, that we've decided to completely tweak it and rework it to do none of that. You know, it's just, stop giving us shitty spin!
Yeah,
and Ashran is exactly the same. It is a big steaming pile of shit.
The only time I've really seen them say, like, man, we actually kind of fucked up. It was in the Q&A, like the recent Q&A, where it's like, well, it didn't work out exactly how we originally envisioned it. Like, they envisioned like a pile of shit. In reality, they like got like half a pile of shit. Like, well,
I haven't done PvP for so long. I got really disillusioned with PvP and Mist because they fucked it up royally then. You know, all the gear disparaging, and then all this stupid PvP power and baseline resilience that were coming in, and it was just a mess, a complete and utter mess, and it just turned me off. And then when you got like 25% of all 2v2 teams had a priest, what? You can't have one class out of 11 representing 25% of the whole fucking 2v2s. Somebody's got to scream at you that it's wrong. You know what I mean? And they just weren't sort of addressing these issues at all. And I, when I heard about Ashran in BlizzCon, I was excited. I was just like, you know something, this is a potential way for me to get back into PvP. You know, I love Alterac Valley. I love the scope and the scale of Alterac Valley. So when they said it's going to be Alterac Valley 2.0, just like, wow, you know, we're going to be able to go off in all manner of little areas. You know, discover stuff and do little questing here and there, because that's what they kind of like hyped it to be. Oh, you can go up and you can go and get resources for your thing to go back and build siege vehicles because you're going to be assaulting the base.
Yeah, no.
Excuse me, where's that? Sorry, what? So the siege vehicles, which actually didn't get in, and the destructible bases, which didn't get in. And it just turned to be a one big fucking capture the flag lane fest. It was just like, what? And so when I turned up on the beta on Ashran and got into the base, and then when I ran over, this is like one of those. It was like War of the Worlds or something like that. But when when you see these like programs on TV where people like run up a hill to get over to the crest, and then they look over and they realise, that there's the destroyed Statue of Liberty, and it's like, oh! It was just like that's just like running over the crest of the hill in Ashran, thinking, oh, I can't wait to see what it's like. And the first thing that I could see when I got to the top was the Horde flag about 3 foot in front of me. It was so fucking small. I was like, I can spit and hit their guards from here. It was just, oh my god, I couldn't believe. It's just like, whoa. Where's the rest of the battleground? I am the master of everything. I can survey all from here. I could even survey to see what the Horde was eating for dinner inside their encampment. It's like, this is not Old Track Valley 2.0. It's not Warsong Gold 2.0. It's a first-class fucking postage stamp 2.0.
I can just imagine like future kind of world PvP battleground areas in future expansions just get smaller and smaller. It's just 2 tents.
This is Ashran 2.0.
2 tents next to each other, and everyone's just like firing like bows and shit at each other, like die. Yeah.
They'll overwatch it. That's what they'll do. They'll bloody well overhype it. It's now 5v5 battlegrounds. It's just like one lane. It's like somebody had literally come into my bedroom and written on my notepad, "Hey, Az, do you fancy testing out the world's worst fucking MOBA? Come to Ashran, love Blizz, kiss." And it's just. So I got to Ashran and I just think, all right, what do we do in Ashran? Mm-hmm. And do you know what it was when you first started? Mm-hmm. It was it just makes me cry. You had to, you started the fight in the middle, you got the flag. And then when you got the flag, you then moved to the base, and then the other flag spawned. Mm-hmm. And then you moved into the base, and the other flag spawned, and then you moved into their base, and that was it. And it's just, and there was like 200 reinforcements on each team. Mm-hmm. You didn't even need the flag. The flag bit was just, I don't know, we just thought it looked good. I thought if we didn't chuck an objective in here, it'd be really shit. Newsflash! It is really shit! And then they tried to tweak it a little bit and change. It's just like it's utter garbage. Mm-hmm. And how? And then when like I said, when you're not offering people alternatives, oh my god, you're now lumbered with this one-sided, cripplingly boring numbfest of PvP.
Well, now that they can't add in any more battlegrounds and stuff, unless they do it in patches, but I don't recall, did they do that in MOP, where they added a battleground?
Yeah, they did. They brought in the Valley of the Four Winds one in MOP, didn't they? They had 2 to start with. They had the Temple and they had the Mines to start with. And then they brought in the other one, the Valley of the Four Winds. I thought that's quite a good battleground.
Yeah, they might do that again, because they are doing dungeons, so I don't know if it's the same kind of team. Obviously, the Encounter team is different from the World Design one, but I don't know if they would do both. If they did, that would be great. But how would you fix Ashran as it is now to make it less incredibly awful?
The problem is that the Ashran that they announced at BlizzCon is not anything like the Ashran which made it into the final game. Mm-hmm. And the Ashran that they mentioned in BlizzCon, like I mentioned, was you were going to construct siege vehicles. There was going to be an assault on the enemy base where you'd have to destroy aspects of it, and there's going to be these kind of facets to it. That if they're going to change Ashran right now, they've got to, in my opinion, got to abolish these silly side mission things because they need to become legitimate parts of the battleground. And I actually, I started to make an AsChats video, which are my rant videos, about what I would do to Ashran. And I bought on eBay this crossbows and catapults game from the 80s, where you actually got orcs and humans in them, and then it came with catapults and stuff like that. And I had a map blown up from my printer friend. He blew me up a map of Ashran, which I sellotaped to my computer desk. And I started making this video about how I would change Ashran at the minute. And I ended up stopping it because I was just so cruel in that video. And I was just like, there's so many good things about Warlords of Draenor, and I am absolutely tearing this place apart. I'm absolutely tearing this place to pieces.
Yeah.
And they've just fucked it up. I don't even know if you can repair Ashran at the minute. I would have, like I said, but abolish these silly side zones which give you a buff. Get rid of them. Put something of worth there for you to fight of. Why is there one lane to fight over? Why?
Yeah.
Why can't there be multiple facets? I would have a tunnel where the mine is to the right-hand side. If you go out the Alliance base, there's like a quarry. I would actually have a tunnel there, big tunnel going through to come out where the ogre base is to the left-hand side of the horde area. I'd have a big tunnel there. I'd put a flag in the middle of that tunnel. That'd be a fight point right there, and it'd be a bottlenecked fight point as well. Purposeful bottleneck fight point. So you would either have to overwhelm the opposition to take it, or you would have some great little exchanges. And if you wanted to run, there was only one way, and that's behind, mate. That is back. You're retreating. You're giving it up.
Fuck, man, you can make it like the mine battleground where it's like you got to drag the cart back to your base. Make that like a side thing. So in this mine, you just like stand on the cart and like kind of as a team, kind of like let it come back. That could have like a resource or something. If you get enough of the resource, it fires a gun from your base, big booming motherfucker of a gun, that goes and smashes into the opposition base and causes X amount of something fun like that, apart from one fucking flag lane of dick. Pretty much.
What the hell?
They actually had the cancelled battleground, the Jara Crater, and even in that, they were like, we want to make it Dota-like, where you have 3 lanes, and it's exactly like how it is in Dota, where you're kind of leading minions and stuff. And they decided not to do that, and now Ashran is like the complete opposite, where everything's congested, no one can get anything done, everyone's dying, and especially if you're the minority, you're fucked.
But if you're the minority, the huge problem is you are simply nothing but honor for the opposition.
Yep.
That is all you are. You are serving no other function in that battleground than to provide the opposing team with the points that they desire to win. You don't have any chance of winning yourself. You cannot compete. And when you can't compete, what is the point in doing it? So why isn't there some mechanic that they say, right, do you know something? We need to just lock people out and put Ashran as a 50 versus 50, and they'll just have to fucking queue. And they can't go into Ashran. If they try and go into Ashran, he'll just say, do you want to queue up? And if you go, yeah, then, your version of Ashran will be empty or whatever, you know what I mean? And then when you get 50 versus 50, Blizz have instanced off Ashran and turned it into a battleground like that. Or just something that's at least going to put 2 competitive numbers against each other. 50 versus 50, 40 versus 40, whatever. Not goddamn 100 versus 10. It was basic stuff that they had to get that sort of thing absolutely right for Ashran. It was the most basic of basic fundamental aspects of that battleground was to make sure the numbers were as close as possible balance wise. But I said this in the video. I said it in my rant video. I will guarantee you it will be overwhelming one faction against another. And lo and behold, guess what?
Well, did you ever play Star Wars Battlefront?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that the way they had it set up, where you have a certain number of people, technically lives with all the people that are in the fight, that worked quite well. But each person had an individual way to help other people. You can drop items for other people. You can go and get a command post by yourself. I mean, it's easy with other people. You can jump in one of those big machines and be kind of like the tank while the rest of your team goes out and gets all the people on the side. The way they set that up was really good because you felt like as an individual you're helping out the team, but it is a big team effort at the same time. And I feel
that's how Alterac Valley worked with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if I was doing Alterac Valley with a couple of friends, and I used to do Alterac Valley with friends, because it gets quite good fun when you do it with mates, and we'd be like, "What should we do now? Let's go defend Icewing Bunker." And then you go off and you'd be in your small pocket of people because Alterac Valley is so fucking huge.
So you could go off in
you could go off in your small pocket of people and defend Icewing Bunker, or try and take it back, or try and recapture the flag from the Horde or whatever. Or you could say, right, no, let's go defend Belinda. They're going into Belinda, where you're going to be absolutely overrun by the Horde, but you're just going to do it to see how long you can delay them for. And it's those kind of cool little decisions that you go, right, there's only 4 of us, guys. They're going to come in big numbers. Let's just do what we can. And you have great little fun doing pockets of that. You can't do that in Ashran.
Yeah, as an individual or a small team, you are making a difference in the fight, even if it is just to delay them a little bit. But yeah, with Ashran, it's you are a part of a big ball of clusterfuck and hope you don't die. Pick up the bones and try and take the.
But watch out for Joe, because Joe, who's part of the Horde, who are outnumbering you 10-1, has now got the buff.
Tick the
box.
box.
And he's going to shit on your face.
Tick the box. Are you a part of a server with more Horde or Alliance players? Oh, you're not? Okay, you are dead. Don't even zone in. You're going to die. You don't matter.
You're spawn in dead. That's how they do it. Just spawn in dead in the grave. It's so poorly constructed. I could see this coming a mile off. And it does give me the utmost of pleasure to say I fucking told you so.